at the end of the episode.
Devin, would you mind double checking our sound?
Yes, Papa. Hang on.
Thanks.
We'll do it after Devin's thoughts or whatever.
Do it after Devin's thought?
Full
I was gonna do it
disclosure,
at the end of the episode.
I don't have a whole lot of thoughts because I was busy this week.
Oh,
Well, that's fine.
you didn't think of nothing while you're in.
Devin's brain is completely
upstate.
zero when
I
he's
was-
doing anything.
It's not that I wasn't thinking of nothing. Hang on.
Oh, that echo.
I know. Devin has to walk around thinking, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Wow, the sky's really nice today. Oh, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in.
I know, he's like,
Too much.
No,
Starts
it's not.
choking.
Too much.
No,
Breathing too much.
In place of my thoughts, I'll tell you why I had no thoughts this week.
no,
'Cause-
because then we'll just hear about your trip, and I don't care.
Yeah.
No, it's not so much. It's not so much about the trip. Fuck you.
All right, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, and we're talking, and now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Caped Complainers. Joining me, as always, is a full roster of complainers. We have Tim, Devin, Flippo, and Reid. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
And our host's name is Greg.
I always forget to introduce myself. I'm Greg. I am your host for this evening. And today's episode, we will be talking about the Disney Plus show, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, based off of a book, which was a movie, which became a show. But before we do that, we have not really a Devin's thought, but I guess we'll hear about his trip to New York, I guess.
I'm not going to tell you about the things that I did because I'm sure you're not interested. I'm going to tell you about the dumb
Alright.
things that prevented me from having thoughts this week.
Okay.
So I had, as we
This
were
is the
on...
things that you did.
No, it has nothing to do with like the events that we did. It was just like I had a group of 3 children that I was kind of watching out for, and then like the second day to the last day, I had a group of 7 children I had to watch out for, and they're used to Texan streets, and so I was busy making sure like, oh, my group is with me. Oh, this person is about to walk in the
They got
middle of the
ran
street
over.
and get hit by a bus. Pull them back. We rode the subway, and these little monsters would like, we would hold on, and then they'd stop and they'd let go and they'd start talking, and then the subway would start back up again, and they go whoop, and I'd reflex out, grab them, and pull them back before they fell on someone, and they'd go thanks, Mr. Farnsworth, and then just do it again, and they did that the entire time on the subway.
Thanks, Mr. Who?
Anyways, well, no, I kind of have a thought that branches into yours. I haven't been in New York since I think college, but whenever I rode the subway for the first time, there was a giant puddle of piss on one of the seats near me. Has New York gotten grosser?
Clean.
What was your New York experience, I guess?
It wasn't so bad. I mean, the subways, I mean, they weren't clean, but there was no piss or vomit or anywhere. The subway, the whole experience wasn't terrible. I mean, it's as dirty as I remember it being from a few years ago. The interesting thing that happened to me was I was walking back after a show with a group of kids, and one of my kids got separated, so we went back to find that kid, and we got him, and we were walking back. We were like 2 minutes from our hotel, and we walked past a weed dispensary with the guy out there trying to rep his stuff. And he goes, "We got sex gummies. We got this. You guys want some?" To my children. And they're like, "We're kids." And we kept walking, and then we get out of earshot, and my kids go, "What's a sex gummy for?" And I was like, "We are..."
That was going to be my question. What's a sex gun?
Well, I didn't tell them because I was not about to have that conversation with them. I
You
told
don't
them-
know what it is?
No, I knew what it was, but I'm not about to tell. And I think they,
How
for the
old are
most
your
part, knew what it
kids?
was. Anywhere between a freshman and a senior.
So they knew
And
what
high-
a sex gummy was.
Some of them did. Some of them did not.
If
There's
they
no
use
way
it
they didn't.
no,
There's no way.
But
Was-
it's
Was the one that asked? Were they blonde?
no. you're not understanding. They didn't ask because they wanted to, because they didn't know. They asked because they wanted me to explain it to them.
Well, you should have.
Hey,
You should have
I
been
did
like,
not.
when a mommy and a daddy love love each other very much. Daddy pumps for
Love
2
you very
times
much.
while grunting a couple of times, and then
Oh.
mommy has a baby.
2 times.
And the
Yeah.
sex gummy helps
Well,
with
I'm
that.
talking
just a
about
little
it from
bit.
That's a
Devin's
stri-
point of view. Yeah, Devin's point of
No,
view.
I
Oh,
told
you're
them
right.
that if they wanted to,
you gave him too much credit.
I told them if they wanted to
Fine,
know
no
when they
problem.
got back to school, they could talk to Reid's wife, and she'll explain it.
A sex gummy. It works by relieving stress, elevating mood, and supporting natural sexual desire.
Yeah.
I'll take 69 of them.
Hey.
Oh.
All right. Well, all right. Well, thanks for your insight onto your New York adventure.
welcome.
Well, since
You're
you apparently shut your brain off for a week,
It was
that
good. It was
means-
nice too.
Yeah, I guess we'll drift into our topic. Like we said at the start of the show, it's Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It's I couldn't finish it. My biggest complaint right off the bat is the kid who plays Percy Jackson is terrible. And
How?
like the first episode, because one, I never read the book, I never even saw the movie, so I went into this completely blind. Other than knowing Greek
Same.
mythology, that's all I knew about it. And like
Besides what?
besides knowing Greek mythology,
Gotcha.
I'm watching the first episode, and I am confused beyond belief. I'm like, the kid is terrible. When his mom dies, or quote unquote dies in the first movie, the first episode, he showed no emotion. He's just a very bad actor, and I couldn't care less about his adventure or the people that he found along the way. And I think I maybe only made it like 3 episodes in.
I'm gonna talk towards that acting thing that you just said. That's how I feel about Daniel Radcliffe in all the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah,
I'm just like, this dude has no emotion up until like
Yeah.
the 5th or 6th movie or something like that. I
Yeah.
just think it's a trait of all child actors. Like even
Yeah.
in Willy Wonka movies, where Charlie's like walking through the factory, oh boy, bunch of candy, like deadpan. Like his face is so emotionless and stony cold, like a serial killer.
yeah.
They haven't gotten that life experience to know what it feels like to feel things.
They haven't learned what pain is.
My mom's still alive.
Yeah, so like
I
they
can't
act-
relate to that.
Yeah, they can't act emotion of like loss.
But you
because
know what?
they've
I bet
lost
that if that kid had a dog and you killed it in front of him, he'd understand and he would emote.
See, if they did that, he would have performed better.
I would
I
have.
think that's what the director should have done.
I would say that the acting on the other 2 main child actors was also really bad too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't interesting. And like the first episode, like I said earlier, like I was confused of what was happening. I'm like, okay, what the hell is wrong with him? I was like I don't care though. And so like all of a sudden, like this giant harpy woman from Will and Grace starts attacking him.
Megan Mullany.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then I don't know. It didn't seem like my cup of tea. I mean, I haven't read the book or seen the movie, so
It's no Hubie Halloween.
yeah, it's no Hubie, and I think it shows abundantly in the first episode. We didn't know who these people. I didn't know who these people were. I didn't know the dynamics. I didn't know what was going on. His best friend is a goat, and it's
A
just
satyr.
I just don't care though. Like I couldn't care
Totally.
less. I will say the second episode was a tad better because we started to actually learn what was going on. From someone who didn't know what was going on, that helped so well that I was like, where was this in the first episode? This would have been great to know like ahead of time.
Well, do you think I would still think about it in this way? Like, and on some of these things, they're doing them by like chapters in the book.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, you may want to know what's going on in the first episode, but probably in the first, like, 2 chapters of the book, you still don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would have put down the book then. But has anybody read the book or seen the original movie?
I've seen the
saw the
play.
movie.
I've seen the play. Does that count?
I've read.
There's a
I've
play.
read.
Yeah, it's a Percy Jackson the musical.
Huh.
Oh wow. Okay. Going
I've
ahead.
seen
Reid.
that.
So I've read the books. So
Nerd.
you know, Percy Jackson and the Olympians is a whole series of like 5 books, and then there's another series where the Greek side and the Roman side of the gods are sort of like splitting.
But aren't they
So
the same?
It's causing weird things in the world as well, and that's another series of like 5 books or 4. And so I've read both of those series, and then there's more after that. But I think the show is getting sort of the attitude and stuff like that from the books, where you know Percy's going through this trial. You know, it's new to him being a half blood, a demigod here, but he's still snarky, and he's nitpicking and be like, well, why do we have to do that? You know, well, that's because that's how the gods are. That's how it's been. He's like, I don't want to do that and stuff like that. So I think it's really capturing that. But yeah, there is the difficulty of child acting, but I think the show is pretty good with action.
Are you caught up on it, Reid?
Yes, the series, yeah. The first movie that was made, terrible. But
I thought the first movie made was hilarious. I was going to point out that the actor in the first movie looks like he's 29.
Yeah.
And the actor in the TV show is definitely 12 or 13.
Yeah.
You know.
So
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I think the show is doing the books justice, because Rick Riordan, the writer of the books, the series, is producing and sort of directing, I think, the show here, and so it's doing the books justice. But that first movie was terrible.
It's really.
I didn't even know there was a second one. I don't even know if I saw the second movie.
I think there's 3 of them actually. 3 of those Percy Jackson.
Really,
Yeah,
I did not know if there's
3 movies.
I think
thought
so.
there was only one.
I thought there were only 2.
I thought there was only 2.
The Sea of Monsters is the second book in the series, and I'm seeing there's the second movie, and I don't think I ever watched it because the first one was so bad to me.
There are.
Oh, it is 2. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there are 2 movies: Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief,
Yeah.
and Sea of Monsters.
Interesting.
Yeah. But okay, well, I don't want to blame the whole show on just child actors.
It's before we move on.
You know who that child actor is, right?
No.
He was the kid from the Adam Project with
no wonder
Ryan
I
Reynolds.
hated him, because I didn't like him in that movie either. I was like, that makes more sense. I'm just like, maybe I do blame it all on child actors. Like there are good child actors, but there's far too many of them now, and they think like, oh, golly gee, I'm gonna get a chance, and they have no emotion. Like, if you're gonna be a child actor, you
Be better.
Yeah, like either be beaten in your real life and mildly abused, so that way you can show some damn emotion. I don't know.
Greg, I want to ask you a question then.
Okay.
So just on the fact of child actors, did you like Home Alone?
Loved it. 10 out of
He's
10.
the same way.
Macaulay Culkin is a treasure.
He was the same way.
He's a treasure.
You go back and watch those. He's emotionless. He's got dead eyes. He mumbles.
You know what's really funny about you mentioning that, Devin? Whenever I watch Hubie Halloween, that's what I imagine of Adam Sandler. Dead eyes, emotionless, mumbling through his lines, half drunk.
I was actually going to make a comment like that earlier, but I was like, nah, I won't bring it there. So I'm glad that you did.
Yeah.
I don't want to go off topic, but the range that Adam Sandler has in Hubie Halloween should be taught in schools. that he shows
Should be a
fear.
college credit class.
Yeah, he shows fear, sadness, happiness, all emotions in only an hour and a half long
Ingenuity.
movie.
You know what, Greg? I will teach it in school.
Compassion.
I'll show that movie to my class and say, "This is bad acting. Don't do this crap."
And then the kids will be like, "Shut up, Mr. Farnsworth. You don't know anything."
Mr. What?
Baby, what's a sex film?
Yeah. What do you mean, Mr. Meisinger?
All right.
Really quick, before we move on, it's really good that you say that they're following the books, Reid, because Disney Plus is going to be doing a TV show of my favorite childhood series, the Inheritance series cycle, and
Ooh.
hearing
I
that
don't think I know
they
that one.
follow the books, that sounds amazing because the
Is that
movie
first?
that what the
was gonna
movie
say,
that
that
they
movie
made
was
of
trash.
it was really bad, yeah. And I would love
Wait,
to see
the
them.
Inheritors, is that the small people that live in the walls, or like what is?
Inheritance?
Inheritance.
That's
No!
Aragon, a dragon rider.
Gotcha.
Yeah, with
Oh.
dragons. I bet
Now,
Aragon would beat up Percy Jackson.
Now, I
Yeah,
did
he's a
read.
stinking dragon to him.
Rawr.
I did read the first book in that series, which
did
I guess is just called Aragon. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
whatever it is.
Aragon.
Yeah, and then they made a movie about it, and it was trash.
The movie
So,
is so
I don't know.
bad.
Maybe books. I mean, also they are rebooting Harry Potter as a TV show on HBO Max.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Each
I mean,
season is a year.
Gross.
well, here's my
Yeah.
question. Do y'all think TV shows? I mean, books should be TV shows instead of movies.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
For example,
I think
like
Lord of the Rings did
Hun-
well. as
100%.
movies.
Yeah, like Series of Unfortunate Events was better as a show.
Yep.
I didn't
Yeah.
hate the movie, but it was better as a show.
Yes.
I don't like this show, but I'm sure maybe if you were a fan of the books, it works better as a show. But I mean,
I read
yeah,
the books. Yeah, I liked it better as a show than I did the movie.
okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, so I mean, maybe that's the way to go. I mean, you can tell more in a show than you can in a movie. So
Exactly.
I also really like how Percy Jackson is only like 35 minutes an episode. It really condenses it down into like
It-
manageable chunks.
I said that in the first episode. I was like, well, thank God it's only 30 minutes long. But I looked at the list. They bump up. They bumped up to 49 minutes. They go 47 minutes. I'm just like,
Lordy, lordy.
No, they have
That's-
like 10
yeah,
to
but
15
you
minutes
gotta-
of credits. It's
Okay.
crazy the number of credits they have.
Because you had the credits, and then they show
They do
clips
next
from the
on.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are like 30 to 35 minutes per episode.
and that's good, I
Yeah.
guess. But I mean, even watching the show, though, I mean, yeah, I dug on child acting, but also it kind of doesn't look good. Like, I think this show
I
has
hated the
to-
jump cuts.
Yeah, like it doesn't look good. It looks kind of low budget, and I feel like they put some money into this, but I don't know.
Well,
where
I
the
think
money
all their
went.
money went into their like big star appearances, which are hit or miss.
Yeah,
know what I
Who are
mean?
the
Like,
big
I could-
stars? I think I
Well, like
missed
I
that.
could do without Lin-Manuel
Lance-
Miranda being in
Oh,
there,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
but like I was a
Lance
big
Reddick.
fan of Timothy Omenson being in it.
Yeah.
Timothy
Yeah.
Omenson.
Which one's
was
Timmy? Yeah.
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus.
He's from
Oh.
Psych.
Yeah, it's like- but yeah, Lance.
Oh,
Reddick,
is
he
that-
plays Zeus? And so like, yeah, they got some kind of big name actors in it.
Wait,
Oh,
who
I
plays
am
Zeus?
not that far yet.
Lance Reddick.
They haven't
Yeah.
even shown Zeus yet. That's crazy.
Before he died, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think they made the show before he passed away. But yeah,
power of
because I
AI.
went. Whenever I decided to quit watching it, I was like, let's see who's in this show. And at the bottom for one,
Sam,
episode, Lance Reddick plays Zeus. And so I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool.
I'm on episode 5,
Man, I would have loved.
the one with Ares.
I would have thought it was hilarious if they made Aquaman Poseidon.
Aquaman.
Oh,
Jason
Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
Momoa?
'cause they in the 7th episode they show you who Poseidon is, and I don't think he's anyone famous.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know,
is. Is he?
I've seen him in other stuff.
I don't know who he is, but I don't like his look for Poseidon. I'm like, if
I don't
Poseidon's
either.
supposed to be noble and this dude has like 6 chins, I don't know.
Okay, I did like Jason Mantzoukas as Dionysus.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought that was,
yes.
I thought that was fun. So whenever I saw him, I was like, oh, that's actually perfect for Dionysus. That's
Yeah.
great. I thought it was shitty that he wasn't allowed to drink, and that's like his whole thing. He's the
Well-
god of wine, and so
That's
it's
how
just
they.
like, all right,
That's how they get
Hey,
through
he's-
Disney bullshit.
he's
And
still
well, no,
wine.
that's how it is in the book too.
They just changed
In the
God
is
of
it? Oh,
Wine
shit.
from
Yeah.
WINE to WHINE.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm looking up the actor who plays Poseidon. His name is Toby Stevens, and he hasn't done anything big. He does a lot of TV.
The guy who played Ares is Adam Copeland.
I liked him.
I didn't really.
He's
like him.
he's a wrestler, so he
Oh.
acts way differently than
I love
TV
that
actors.
Oh,
guy. I love that guy. He's great.
that's cool.
Hmm.
I may be wrong, but doesn't he play Shao Kahn in the Mortal Kombat movie? I may be
The new
wrong.
one?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to check actors.
Copeland?
I was just looking at the picture and I was like, he looks like the guy from Mortal Kombat.
He does. I think in the game he does kind of look like that guy, but I don't think he plays him in any movie.
No, it just looks just like wrestling shit. Okay. All right, never mind then. Well, I obviously only watched like 3 episodes of this show. Who is completely caught up with the show? Like I think there's 7 episodes so far. Really? Okay. Does it get better from like someone who doesn't like the show like me?
I don't
does
think
it
you're
get
going to be able to look past the child actors if
Yeah.
that's your biggest deal.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I'm not a fan of the child actors either, and I do think that it looks very low budget. It looks like it was made in the '90s or something, where you know the what's the type of graphics? The special effects look
It's
kind
like
of
they
bad.
just put a PNG on it.
Yeah, it does look kind of bad,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it so far. I disagree with Greg.
Okay.
I also agree. Like I've enjoyed it so far. I agree with the things that have been said, but it hasn't been like deal breakers for me because a lot of the stuff that is happening, like how they, for someone who has never read the book and the musical like skips chunks of this, like I like to see the way that Greek mythology was made into this modern universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it weird to anybody else that all of Greek crap was implanted into America?
It's a little whitewashed.
A little bit, yeah.
Like,
No,
what the
they,
heck?
um,
Who's the author of this? Why couldn't you have set this back in like freaking Greece?
Well,
Yeah.
They
well,
also-
I don't want
they
to.
all-
I don't want to spoil anything, but it is explained why.
Yeah.
Spoil it, man. No one cares.
I'll tell you why, Tim.
The book's
Because
been
the
out for like
gods-
a decade.
Yeah,
the
maybe-
gods saw West Side Story and they loved the song "I Want to Be in America," so they just moved all their shit over to America.
That actually
Devin
makes a
is-
lot of sense now.
Devin
Thanks,
is
Devin.
wrong.
All right. Well, Reid, maybe this is going to be the thing that catalyst me back to watching the show. Why? Why is it in America?
So, because
I want to be.
well,
in
the
America.
reasoning in the book, I'm not saying it's true in real life, is just the most power is seen in America and in New York City. So the way to actually get to Mount Olympus, whenever you first see Lin-Manuel Miranda, I think in the 2nd or 3rd episode, you see him get into an
Second.
elevator. You see him get into an elevator in the Chrysler Building,
Mhm.
and he takes out a key.
No, Empire State.
Say what?
It's
He's
the
in
Empire State Building.
Is it? My bad. You're right.
Flippo's
Empire State
policing
Empire
this
State
episode
Building.
today.
And say what?
I said Flippo's policing this episode today.
Sure. But so just where power is most seen, and so that's why so Mount Olympus is technically, well, not technically, is portrayed in New York City, but in the whole series, they are taken to places in Greece and the Mediterranean and stuff like that.
Can you imagine being like a new place pops up? It's like, oh, that place has all the power now. I guess we're moving. Every
Back
freaking
up,
time,
boys.
back up, guys.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being one of the heroes back in myth time, like legends, like actual Perseus.
The Bronze Age.
Yeah, the Bronze Age, and it's like you gotta cross the sea and go to this land called America to visit hell.
America wasn't created in the Bronze Age.
But it was still there.
It existed, and if
was
the
around.
portal to Hades is in Santa Monica or whatever, then you still have to traverse the sea from Greece.
The portal to Hades
No.
is in Kentucky.
I think isn't the portal to Hades in Los Angeles? But he's just meeting his dad in Santa Monica.
You're right. But it is in
Because
America,
that's
so.
It's in America, but I think that it's Santa Monica Pier is the biggest pier in the East Coast,
Thank
West
you,
Coast.
Officer Flippo, for
I think so.
keeping us
It's the one with the big Ferris wheel.
I found where I know the guy that plays Poseidon. He is the dad in the Netflix series Lost in Space, and I liked that series as well. From 2018 to 2021. It was a good show.
I heard good things about it.
Yeah, that's where I know him from.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about the show besides what I've already said. That it's just, I mean, if you're into this, great, that's awesome. I'm not here to say don't watch it, it's trash. But I mean, if you're
Sounds
into
like
it,
that's
whatever.
what you're saying.
Sounds like, yeah.
Well, everyone else here mostly disagrees with you. That sounds like what you're saying.
I guess that is what I'm saying. So I'm going to kind of like pass it over to y'all because obviously I don't really have much to say on the show. I've only seen a few episodes. Where do y'all think this show shines? Like, I basically want to be convinced to rewatch the show. So where do y'all think this show shines and why
I like the Chimera CGI was, in my opinion, there's a Chimera in the show.
Okay,
You just haven't gotten there because you're weak. Will.
Because I'm weak.
Because you're spineless.
I like the
because that CGI could be much worse.
Yeah.
What was that, Devin?
I said I like the interpretations. Like the fact that the altar to Athena was a monument, like a
architectural
monument, city monument, things like that. That I'm like, I would not have thought about that, and how they did that.
So they basically like use American culture to make Greek mythology make sense, I guess. Is that what you're
Yes.
But
they incorporate it into.
Also, it's explained that the person that
made it.
Yeah, that made it is a descendant of Athena, is a demigod of hers, and so to show tribute, that's the thing in Greek mythology. They showed tribute to all the gods, but they could focus on one that they felt more connected to, and so this was him tribute and showing love to Athena, and it's sort of explained in the show that to get Athena's love is to give love to them. Well, not just Athena, but to the gods.
Yeah.
I also really like what I think what I like about Percy Jackson as a whole is that I like the idea of like knowing stuff about Greek gods and how messed up they are. Seeing someone say, "I ain't doing that. I'm going to take a stand," and doing things differently, and seeing how that affects that world.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, the gods, especially Greek gods, are really shitty. So, like in the second episode, whenever there's like this camp of all these bastard children of the gods, and they have to be like chosen or like witnessed or something.
Claimed.
Yeah, claimed. And so, like, I just watching, I'm just like, damn, that's actually kind of shitty. That like all these bastard children are just hanging out, hoping that their daddies and mommies look at them.
Yeah.
And so, like, the gods are shitty.
And that's why the Hermes cabin is, so overfilled, is because the ones that don't get claimed are put in there because Hermes is the god of what, travelers or lost travelers.
The Traveler.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
kind of
I
wish
don't
that.
blame the other gods because have you seen some of those losers? I wouldn't claim them either.
Yeah, they suck.
I kind of wish. I think one of the things that I wish was that like the magic items were better.
Mm.
So like, I understand that like a baseball cap fits in with the modern look, but that's so dumb.
It's so
You know what I
silly.
mean?
Yeah.
And like, there's the magic items are so weak. Like, didn't Percy break that one girl's spear just by like flipping her with it?
Yeah, by like just yeah. I thought that was
Like, it
so
broke so
stupid.
easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're demigods. Like maybe there's like a little bit of strength in them to where like maybe they can break.
Not
each other
that
a
we've
little
seen
bit
so
easier.
far.
I think I don't know if it was the whole spear. I think it might have just been the spear head.
he
broke
broke it like
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
he broke
stick,
the
but it was
shaft.
towards the spearhead.
Yeah,
Or are you saying
Yeah.
the spearhead is the magic part?
that's what I was saying.
Oh.
I think it might just be the spearhead to
Well, when
burn him as well.
she
I don't know.
when it broke, she freaked out like it wasn't going to work anymore.
Yeah, well, I don't. Well, of course, she's an Aries as well, so she'll get mad at anything.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I mean-
Also,
amazed.
why is she Ares' favorite? She wasn't that great. They didn't like
Yeah.
they talked her up, but then she got her butt beat in every single conflict
Yeah.
with Percy.
She's just
assumed
an
that's
a-hole
what
who got
she-
sprayed with a toilet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured Ares is a bit of an asshole. Once again, I didn't watch the show.
Like
But
it
I
must
fi-
be
I
really
figured-
sad to be Ares if that's your
Yeah,
favorite child.
I feel like
Just to
Ares
watch
is
her
an
get
asshole.
beat up over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like Ares is an asshole, and the girl seemed like an asshole too. So maybe there's just some common ground there. That
Yeah.
she's like, oh, that one. There's a lot of me in that one. So I don't know. Maybe that's.
Yeah.
I do have a question. I may be saying his last name wrong, but Timothy Amundsen.
Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, Amundsen. He obviously had a stroke.
Yes.
A couple of years ago, and the last time I saw him was in Psych 3, the movie.
Yeah.
What was he like in the show?
He was good. I enjoyed him.
He's lively in the show. You know,
He is?
he's a real go-getter
You almost didn't even.
detective.
It's almost hard to even notice that he had a stroke. Like anything that would have like left its mark. He grew out his beard again, like he
Yeah.
had in Gallivant.
Oh,
It was just a little bushier.
nice.
But
He had a monocle on, I
One
think.
episode, I'm gonna watch that one. That's all I care about.
But yeah,
him with
he just
him with a beard is. Mwah.
Yeah.
he does not move a lot though now. Like you'll
Yeah.
see, like you see, he takes like 5 steps to get into frame and stays
Yeah.
in one spot. Lives.
Like yeah, I'm sure Devin has seen Psych, one of the movie Psych.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Where like he's a bigger character in it in the movie, and like
He's in a
he
bed the
was-
whole time.
Yeah, he was in a bed, a chair, like he like couldn't move.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering what, like, if he had gotten better, or like he was able to like move a little bit more.
I
I
think
guess not, or just
Yeah.
keeping it safe.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean having a stroke that messes you up. So
Yeah.
I was just curious to see what he was like in the
Yeah.
when Reid told me that he was in that episode before I watched it, I thought that we were going to meet Poseidon and he was going to be Poseidon, and I was so excited. And then, like, I was still excited to see him. I loved him. I thought he was great, but I was a little disappointed.
I mean, I think Devin goes, "Oh, who's he play?" I'm like, "Well, he's not going to be a main character because of his stroke, so he just plays Hephaestus who talks to kids from a balcony."
He could have just like floated in the water, like put on some floaties. He just sit there.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's kind of drift into final thoughts. From what it sounds like is I kind of maybe need to give the show another chance and put my hatred for children to the side. But let's do final thoughts. Let's start with Reid because he's done. He seems to be the biggest Percy nerd in this whole group right now. So
Nerd.
yeah, what are your final thoughts and capes on Percy Jackson?
I think it's good. Like I said, I think it is doing the books justice. It is showing sort of the attitude, that Percy's coming in and just breaking down the whole, structure that things are with the gods and with the with their children and all the just everything going on. He's just a different cog in the machine, and so I think it's good compared to the books. But yeah, that first movie it's blowing it out of the water. But yeah, I still enjoy it. I do see the complications with child actors, but I don't think they're doing bad. They could do better in emote a little more.
Take a note out of your Fortnite game, kids. A boat.
They did take a note out of it. Didn't you see him dancing that
It's down on the
Fortnite?
D-pad.
Yeah, he was doing the floss.
The floss,
so
that's what it's called, yeah.
But no, I think I'll give it an 8 or a 9. I am enjoying it, and it's doing good.
All right, Flippo, what about you? Officer.
I gotta agree with Reid. I enjoy it not knowing anything about the books or the movies or
Oh, that's good.
any other. Like I'm enjoying it. I just started episode 5, and they're in the diner.
Okay.
Which I thought the fucking hold on. Ares was like, hold on, I'm starting a Twitter war right now.
Yeah,
that was
I was like, holy shit, that's funny shit. So like the writing, the writing's pretty good for this one. Making it not, more modern than when the books came out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a, 7.58. I'll finish the series for sure.
Okay. So I'm so far the only one who hated it. Okay. All right. Devin, what about you?
I'll probably give it like a 8. I've enjoyed it. I've had some issues with the child acting, but it's fine. I've really enjoyed the people they bring on to be the actual gods. I really liked in the latest episode the guy that played Hades.
Who is he? I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is either. I just looked him up. His name is Jay Duplass. He's in like the Mindy Project and like Paper Towns, but there's nothing really that I would know him from. I just know that I liked him when I saw him.
I liked him too, yeah.
And I thought that the guy that played Krusty at the waterbed place, Procrustes, I guess is his character name, but he goes by Krusty. I thought that was silly. He's been in some things too. He was in like X-Men Last Stand, Man of Steel. He was in the original Percy Jackson as the ferryman.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, it was cool that they brought him back.
You said 8 capes?
I give it about 8 capes.
All right.
I'll definitely finish watching it.
I'll give it 5 capes. I think it's average. I think it would be better than average if the actors were better. I think.
Would it be a better anime?
Honestly, I don't think so. The anime style, I think, is too outrageous for the seriousness of the show that they're trying to portray.
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense. Like, they're trying to portray this edgelord 12-year-old defying daddy and all the other gods. And I think anime is just really, like, above and beyond,
Well,
it's too good.
Yeah, well, Percy isn't trying to defy his dad. His dad is wanting to help him in this defiance.
Now
game.
he's trying to help him, but in episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, he's like, I hate dad. Dad
where has he been?
made my mom die.
Yeah.
It made me cry.
Yeah, and he shows up every time water fills my eyes, but he can't hold me. Anyway, anyway,
Keep going, Tim. I'm loving it.
anyway, back to my final thoughts. So I'd give it a 5 because the child acting is so bad. I don't really like the soundtrack. That's kind of, I know that Disney wants to do this original soundtrack for all their stuff. Just use music that we know. You don't have to try and get Joe Schmo to reenact the the Jurassic Park theme songs. You know,
Well,
you don't
I love
always
Jason.
need an Avengers theme.
Well,
Do you guys?
What do you think whenever they show up to Mount Olympus, they're gonna play "Teenagers Scare the Living Shit Out
Yeah,
of
dude. let's get like 2000s emo My Chemical Romance. I'm down for
Yeah.
that.
None of them
Anyway.
can read. They don't know where they're going.
All right.
Anyway,
They're all dyslexic.
anyway. I would say that
It's true though.
Anyway, I would say I'm enjoying the fantasy adventure aspect of it. Like I said, the special effects all look kind of dull and muted. The actor who plays Cerberus, I could probably take it or leave it, honestly.
That plays
The
who?
dog?
Yeah, Cerberus. It was a joke.
Oh.
Okay, 5 capes. I'm done.
I have a question.
Yeah, skip my thought, but going ahead.
You know, so when Tim brought up a point about how, like, in the first, like, 4 episodes, Percy was like, I hate my dad. Do you think on his travels he took, like, extra shits just to pollute Daddy's home?
You really wanted to interrupt me for
I did.
a crude cross. poop
I
joke.
did.
But I'm so funny. I talk about poop.
Anyway,
I don't have any thoughts.
Jokes with ratings, guys.
Poop, poop. No thoughts. Poop,
Anyways.
poop.
For me, I mean, I only got a few episodes in. I'm pretty low with the ranking on this. I really didn't like it. It's like a 3 out of 10 cape so far. But from what y'all have said, I'm willing to give it another watch and see if it does get better. But right now, I'm sitting at a 3.
What do you think the rating is on IMDb?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you
You
looking
haven't
at it right now?
Well, give me your guess. I've got it.
What
7.
do I think it is? It's got to
Yeah.
be 6.5 out of 10.
What's everybody else?
7.1.
9.
Probably a 5.5.
It's a 7.4. Tim, you're
God damn.
closest.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do I win?
All right.
Just the knowledge of you being better than the rest of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I already had that.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude the. Wait, what? What is this? What are these?
I don't
see?
know,
Are
Greg.
they-
You tell us.
yeah, because this is.
I can't see
podcast.
anything.
Hey, this is an audio medium.
I know. It's 2 Funko Pops of the popular Spider-Mans, and they could be yours. What do you have to do to get them? Well, let me tell you.
Why don't you tell
Oh,
us?
Why don't you also tell us which Funko Pops they are?
Well, all right, shit. It's okay. One is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home.
Can I see it?
It's
Oh,
Tobey
yeah.
Maguire Spider-Man.
Toby McGoats, and then I have a Doc Ock from other Spider-Man No Way Home character, and they could both be yours. And all you have to do is listen to us ramble for an episode. And if you hear a special little code word, which will be announced, I guess, on the next episode, and if you hear it, all you have to do is message us on Instagram. Let us know what time in the episode it says so we can make sure you heard it. You can fast forward it if you want because we'll still get the listen.
Yeah.
And they could be yours. And we'll pay shipping.
You also have to be following us on Instagram
Yeah.
and Facebook.
Oh, yeah, you got to be following us on Instagram and Facebook.
And or both. And or.
Both.
Well, both. Yeah, we need people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these little Funkos can be yours for the low cost of listening to us ramble. And
pretty high
I
cost.
guess we will end. We will end the episode there.
Thank you guys for joining us today with the Caped Complainers. Be sure to
Don't forget to like and follow us on Instagram.
I think there's a delay on Flippo.
Maybe.
But go on, Flippo.
Oh, the a-hole delay?
Yeah.
All right.
There it was.
Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
And check out our YouTube channel and our Twitch streams at the Cape Complainers, where we stream on Sunday nights.
Do you like podcasts?
No.
Give us a listen. And you can win things, and it's great. Follow us on all the platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all other things. And don't forget that nobody complains like a fan. We will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Greg,
Bye.
you really like to mention Apple Podcasts.
Man,
That's like the
we
first
took
one you always